Rhys, you're up.
Hi everyone, so my name's Rhys, I'm an SDR here at GoCardless. As James was saying, before coming here, I was at Perkbox. I was the first SDR hired at Perkbox, I was there for 2.5 years. I moved up into management and then came over to GoCardless into an individual contributor role. When James asked me to speak tonight, he wanted me to give everyone here some really actionable advice, which hopefully I can do. I'd love to stand here and tell you everything I know, but I don't think 7 minutes is quite going to cut it. So I'm going to tell you numbers 4, 5 and 6 on my top 10 tips. If you want to know numbers 1, 2 and 3, then come and ask me about opportunities to work here. So why do I love being an SDR? I think it's a really interesting role. It's a relatively new role. I think a lot of companies are still trying to work out what is the role of an SDR and what are best practices. The really great thing about this is that it's being led by the front line. You SDRs are the people that are out there really driving creative ways of building pipeline and being able to come up with new systems and also ways of being able to track that as well. On a personal level, I absolutely love the chase. I really enjoy those small wins. I get really excited when a CEO sends me their mobile number, or even when someone refers me to speak to someone else in the company. I know that's really sad, but I love it. So why do I think that you should stay in an SDR role a little longer? Ambition is fantastic. Lots of sales managers love people that have ambition. What they love even more are people that like their craft and that they think about what they do. Most people are keen to jump into a closing role. But what you have to think about is, why do you want to be an AE or a closer? Is it because of the money? Well, I can tell you, when I was a manager at Perkbox, I had SDRs I was approaching reject roles at Perkbox because they were running a 50k base with double OTE in the cyber space, in the cyber security space. Is it because you want to close deals? Closing is just one small part of the sales cycle. If you can master the opening part of it, it makes the closing a lot easier. After all, you can't close a deal that was never open in the first place. So say you hold on to that SDR role for another 6 to 12 months, and eventually you become an AE. Leads aren't always going to be there. Marketing spend isn't always going to be there to send you leads, but you will have the ability to source better than your peers, and therefore build bigger pipelines. And then if you decide to go into management, you've now got a proven track record that gives you experience and respect to make your job a hell of a lot easier. So what's the secret? The role of an SDR is to find all of the buttons for the AE to push on the demo, the further call, discovery call, however your process works. The less you speak about the product, the better. Your prospect cares about what problem you solve, not the ins and outs of how you do it. When I was at Perkbox, we cut the qualification calls from 30 minutes down to 15 and instantly saw conversion rates rise. How you contact your prospects is completely down to preference, both yourselves and the prospects themselves. Whether that's phone, social, email, direct mail, whatever. But if you use a mixture of those, your conversion rates are going to go up. Personally, I prefer calling. It's quicker, easier to handle objections, and you know where you stand. So hi, it's Rhys calling from GoCardless. Have you heard of us? Yes? Ah, fantastic. What do you know? No? Not a problem. We do X, Y, Z. I appreciate I've called you out of the blue today, but ultimately I wanted to get 5 minutes later today or tomorrow to talk to you about BAM. So what is your BAM? The BAM is the why. Why does your product help your customer? They don't care about how you do it, the ins and outs of the product, the APIs. That's the AE's job. What they care about is the pain that you solve. If they come back and say, I'm not interested, and they don't give you a reason, then either you're chasing the wrong person, or your BAM isn't good enough. If they come back with an objection, happy days. Handle it, move on, get that meeting booked. So a couple of examples from social. I managed to secure the mobile number for the managing director of Bill's Restaurants and the CEO of Car Shows, all based off of one message to each of them. Now, both of those were personalised. They were based on my own personal experiences of their brand, and a little bit of an ego rub doesn't go too far. When it comes to social selling, go to your marketing team and ask them for a batch of content you can send out on Friday. Does everyone know what Buffer is? People use Buffer here? So Buffer is an app I definitely recommend you go and check it out. It allows you to drip feed content onto your LinkedIn. On a Friday afternoon when the beers come out, sit there for half an hour to an hour, get that content into a queue, and then for the next week you've got content that's going out. So when you come to connect with people, you can say to them, hey, I want to connect because I regularly share content that you may be interested in. It's all about content. That's why people are on LinkedIn, that's why people are on social, is to get that content. You're not asking for a meeting or a phone call, you're just saying to them, I share content. You will see your connection acceptance go straight up. One here that I'm sure the Punkbox guys are sick to hearing because it's something I did while I was still a manager. The Chief Operating Officer at a chain of Thai restaurants, he came back to me off the back of an email. And that email was written by spending a little time just researching, using my industry knowledge and researching the fact that they're expanding into areas that have a high presence of other restaurants, and therefore competition for their staff was going to be really high, and we solved that problem. That went straight in for a meeting the next week. I don't know how it ended up because it was a long thing. That doesn't make sense. My advice is to, if you're not already using it, use a product that allows you to A/B test and track your open rates. What you want to do is look at not just the subject line, but the first line of your emails as well. Send yourself an email you're about to send to a prospect and see how that reads. Would you open that email? Does it flag as spam? Does that make you want to open it? Work on those, get your open rates to about 40% or more, and then you can start to work on your call to action to increase the reply rates. And last example is my current job. I got this job by going straight to the manager, the hiring manager. I started out by asking some questions about the company and about the role, and used those to follow up with a mini pitch as to why I should come into the company. Because at the end of the day, they had a problem, they needed more outbound SDRs that were good, and I went in and told them how I was going to solve that for them. Each of these examples is a combination of both hard work and savviness. So you need to work hard but act smart. Activity is really great, but if you are putting out loads of rubbish emails, it's not going to get you anywhere. Similarly, if you spend a whole day crafting one email that gets a reply, that's probably not going to get you to your quota either. You're going to see a lot of people in your career on LinkedIn, on social, that are SDR gurus, typically Americans that have a certain way that works in the US market. Typically I find it to be quite upfront, a little bit brash in your face, but that works in the US. It doesn't necessarily work in the UK. Definitely watch webinars, read blogs, and think about whether those things would work in your market. Try things out, and again, just think. Instead of just saying, okay, I'm going to do this, and keep doing it, if it's not working, sack it off, think about it, move on. So, what can you take away from today? I've got 3 takeaways. First of all, emails. Subject line and first line. Make that first line personalized, get those open rates up, and then work on your call to action. LinkedIn, it's all about research and personalization. It's really full of useful information that you can take away and you can use in either LinkedIn messages, emails, or a phone call, and to boost your presence and get a bit of brand awareness out there. And lastly, phone calls. Cold calling is not dead. Just appreciate that you're interrupting someone's day, be polite, give them loads of value, and people are going to be happy to take a 15-minute call at a convenient time.